Those words, produce the note. In some cases, the bank has to prove it owns your home before it can foreclose. But almost half the time, the banks don't have that critical paperwork. So some homeowners are fighting foreclosure by making the lenders produce the note.
I want to pay my mortgage.
Jackie O'Brien is behind on her mortgage following a death in her family overseas. When she came back and fought foreclosure, she discovered the bank filed a motion for lost instruments. It lost the proof it owns her house.
I think the note has been sold on so many times and they've become very sloppy with their paperwork. It could be on a dumpster somewhere for all I know.
O'Brien lives in Florida, where the produce the note technique is taken off for delaying or halting the foreclosure process. The owner of this house in southeast Portland, who's also facing foreclosure, and ironically is a mortgage broker whose business dried up, wondered if the produce the note tactic would work here.
And it looks like a very nondescript 50. You know, I'm not some deadbeat who's not making my mortgage payments. I'm desperate to go do anything. Deliver pizza, dig ditches, I don't care, but you know.
His attorney is perhaps the first to try the produce the note technique in court in Oregon. The bank's attorney protested.
Why do I need it? And it's really a burden. And you know, if I'm going to do this, you know, can't I just have somebody look at the note in the warehouse and then sign an affidavit that I've seen the note?
A recent study shows banks are losing documents at an astounding rate.
What I found is that banks failed to attach a copy of the promissory note, that is the evidence that the consumer owes the debt, in 40% of the situations.
But if you're facing foreclosure in Oregon or Washington, simply telling your bank on the phone to produce the note probably won't scare them off. Because here, foreclosures are usually just between the homeowner and the bank. They don't usually involve the courts as they do in other states. So in order to even have the chance of using produce the note technique, you have to sue.
You have to bring an affirmative lawsuit on your own to say, I want to stop this, I want an injunction, I want my day in court, I want this looked at.
Expensive.
Expensive, yeah.
And in the case he argued here in Portland, the judge ignored the request to make the bank produce the note, saying it was clear the homeowner owed the money and foreclosure continues.
What I'm after is a honest fighting chance at my own personal economic recovery.
Critics say it's an underhanded way to keep from paying what debtors know that they owe. But attorney Rich Parker says his peers are discussing trying to use the produce the note tactic more often in the Northwest. For the On Your Side investigators, Dean Tilkin, K2 News.